Hi guys, we're at News Wars, which is a sister affiliate of Infowars. The article is White House prepares Arpaio pardon for Trump signature. This is by Jerome Corsi, which is Infowars press person in D.C. Washington, D.C. Infowars.com has learned the White House counsel has prepared, at the request of President Trump, a pardon for former Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpio that is ready for Trump to sign. The question is whether President Trump will sign the pardon now, before traveling to Phoenix for a rally at the Phoenix Convention Center on Tuesday, May 22nd, or if President Trump will sign it at all. On Monday, August 14th, Trump retweeted a Fox and Friends article headlined, "Trump seriously considering a pardon for Sheriff Joe Arpaio," a signal to Trump's base that he did not intend to travel to Arizona on Tuesday's rally without having first pardoned Arpaio, or even that Trump might use the Tuesday rally as a stage in which to sign the pardon with Arpaio present on stage. That would be fantastic if he did that. If he actually used it at the rally and Arpaio was there at the rally. Not pardoning Arpaio prior to or during the Phoenix rally could set off a negative reaction on base. Remembers Arpaio as an early and vocal Trump supporter who championed Trump's rally call during the campaign to build that wall. Either way, Trump's decision will be controversial, especially given Arpaio's history of enforcing immigration laws the Obama administration wanted ignored, and the divisiveness of the Charlottesville protests, with the mainstream media attempting to portray Trump as a white supremacist. Let's face it, guys. They're not good. The left is not going to like anything Trump does. It wouldn't matter if he laid down and slit his wrists in the middle of the street in D.C. They wouldn't be happy until he was finally dead. Then they'd be happy. So I say, screw him. Don't worry about what makes him happy. Do what makes the country better. Period. On July 31st, U.S. District Judge Susan R. Bolton found Arpaio guilty of misdemeanor criminal contempt in an opinion she could have written her opinion before the trial even started, an opinion that made clear her prejudice from the start that Arpaio was guilty of misdemeanor civil contempt. Now at 85 years old, Arpaio faces a misdemeanor criminal contempt sentence that could include up to 6 months in jail. For Arpaio supporters, this will be a sad end to a distinguished career that includes Arpaio's service in the U.S. Army from 1950 to 53, his service as a police officer in D.C., Las Vegas, as well as the years he spent working as a top federal drug enforcement officer in foreign countries and the United States. Arpaio, a former DEA narcotics agent and head of the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, U.S. Department of Justice for Arizona. Arpaio's sentencing hearing is scheduled on October 5th, a hearing that will not be held if President Trump pardons Arpaio prior to that date. It says here if President pardons Obama. What they meant is pardons Arpaio. Arpaio's attorneys prepare the federal ethics charge against the district judge. After filing on Monday, August 14th with the U.S. District Court two motions, one asking for acquittal and the other asking for a new trial, lawyers for Arpaio are preparing to file after sentencing a federal ethics charge against Judge Bolton. Arpaio's attorney, Mark Goldman and Zillinger, PLLC in Scottsdale, Arizona, explained to Infowars.com that an exclusive telephone interview and follow-up email that the judge in the case, U.S. District Susan R. Bolton, was so biased against Arpaio that she could have written her opinion before the trial even started, stating her prejudice from the start that Arpaio was guilty of misdemeanor civil contempt. The court, in its findings of fact and conclusions of law, totally ignored all the overwhelming evidence at trial that exonerated the sheriff, Goldman told Infowars. Most importantly, there was no testimony or other evidence produced that in any way proved that the order was clear and definite which it must be in order to prove that the order could have been obeyed in the first place, he continued. Not only did the government fail to prove that the order was clear and definite, we proved that it was not clear and definite, Goldman insisted. The government's own star witness, Tim Casey, admitted under cross-examination that the order was ambiguous. Just about every witness testified that the order was misunderstood at the time. No one testified that the order was clear and definite. Goldman explained that the Obama Department of Justice had charged Arpaio under the wrong statute, both because the statute of limitations had run out on the correct statute, and by charging Arpaio under the wrong statute, Judge Bolton could deny him a jury trial. There was not testimony that the sheriff ever told anyone that he was violating or going to violate that order. The government had the FBI and the DOJ working on this case, yet they couldn't find one person to state that the sheriff ever suggested that he'd violate that order. Finally, it was proved at the trial that no one at the sheriff's department understood the voluminous 40-page order while it was in effect. Only in hindsight did they learn that the order meant that the Melendres court issued a subsequent order. Arpaio's attorney sent to Attorney General Sessions a letter dated June 22, 2017, that was requesting the Department of Justice to consider various pleas before the start of the bench trial, then scheduled to begin on Monday, June 26, 2017, before U.S. District Judge Susan R. Bolton in Phoenix, Arizona. Infowars.com has confirmed that several efforts were made to contact Attorney General Sessions directly and through trusted intermediaries in an effort to get Justice Department attention to Goldman's letter. Infowars.com can also confirm that AG Sessions was isolated within the Justice Department so that all attempts to communicate with him failed. Ultimately, Goldman's letter was ignored, and with the Justice Department's failure to intervene in the case, Judge Bolton began the bench trial against Arpaio as originally scheduled. The criminal contempt allegations stem from an alleged failure of the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office to comply with an order of the court dated December 23, 2011. This charge relates back to the prior Obama administration and a time when the sheriff's practices were in direct opposition to the Obama administration in regards to immigration policy. Okay, I'm going to let you read the rest of it. I think you got the idea here. I'm all for Trump pardoning Sheriff Joe Arpaio. He's always going to be Sheriff Joe Arpaio, no matter what he does. And it would be wonderful to pardon him right there in front of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people. And in front of the world if the cameras are going. So that's what I think ought to happen. You guys have a good day.